What's going on, dope fam? Back with another video. Hope you guys have been doing well. For today's video, I'm going to do a Bitcoin price chart analysis as well as for Ethereum. And I do have some exciting announcements to share you guys because I am actually partnering officially with World Mobile Token. So of course, when it comes to World Mobile Token, I've actually covered you guys this token for the past few months now. And just to give you guys a reminder, of course, when it comes to projects and what I do really, like, I look for projects that are the number one in their niche and obviously invest into their token. But with that as well, I also try to work with these projects. And when it comes to specifically World Mobile Chain, like, look, it is the number one deep in projects, pretty much like across all the chains, not just for base chain as well. And they actually have over 2 million users using their telecommunications network. World Mobile Tokens basically a replacement of Telstra, Optus, etc. I guess for US, I think Vodafone is one in the US. And really, when it comes to that, it's just a massive Web3 version of telecommunications company, and I am joining them as an ambassador. So very exciting times. My goal has really just been working with the top projects in their niche, and then basically just working as an ambassador and really just sharing the word, aligning with them, getting more well connected and integrated with the base chain ecosystem. But that's the announcement. Let's get right into the video. So first of all, for liquidations have actually been steadily dropping at 250 mil. When it comes to the long short ratio, it's hitting it at about a 0.8% delta, which is slightly to the short side. And once again, look, the markets like to go 50-50, so that is something to note. For the liquidation heat map, however, looking very exciting. We have so many liquidation levels to get liquidated above us. So of course, these are all shorts above us. And when it comes to these shorts, they will most likely get wrecked. And I did do the calculations yesterday to you guys, but look, it's well over $1 billion if we hit 120k. So if we do hit that 120k level, it is most likely going to hit that 750 mil plus threshold. So I do expect an inflection point, if not some consolidation to occur once we do get that short squeeze, because it's just going to be a massive move. And when it does happen, it's probably going to be like a 5 to 10k candle within that day alone, because it's going to be very aggressive. We have a lot of shorts getting stacked at these levels. Next up is the Ethereum to Bitcoin chart. And once again, we're just consolidating below major resistance. Let me just delete these lines. And look, once we get above this resistance, I do expect the next target to be at the 0.052 level, which is about 20 to 25% from these levels. So once again, if we do hit that 5.2 level, we're expecting anywhere from 25 to 30% gains on Ethereum. And that actually assumes if Bitcoin stays the same price. So once again, if we do see that 30% gain on Ethereum, that's what? That's about 6.2k at these current levels. But of course, we're expecting Bitcoin to go 150k plus. So I would not be surprised by the end of this cycle, Ethereum is anywhere from like 7k to 9k, depending how Bitcoin performs. Next up is Bitcoin. So once again, we're really just waiting for that massive wick to the upside, because I do think the bottom is in, and I have told you guys, look, I do expect September to be a very green month, and we can expect all-time highs to occur. I've shown you guys evidence and a lot of charts to actually back this theory up. But once again, if we do make new lows from here, yes, I do expect more consolidation to occur, and we might have to write off September being a green month. But as it stands right now, Bitcoin is grinding to the upside. I do want to see a massive gold candle to the upside to flip that 116k level as support. And look, really just patience is needed, because as it stands right now, there is nothing to do on our side. Once we do have that breakout to the upside, I do expect the next stage of alt season to occur, and you guys better lock in for that. Next up is the total 3 chart. Same thing, but to be honest, total 3 is actually looking better than Bitcoin in my opinion. We're still consolidating, and really once we do a break above, really that's what is the 1.08 trillion level, I do expect a massive wick to the upside and continuation to occur. Same goes for the others chart. I do think once this gets moving, it's going to get moving really fast, but now isn't the time yet, because we have so much supply to get through. Like we've got this major resistance to go through. We've got the 400 billion area to go through. Like the others chart is probably like, I'd say 2 to 4 months behind the total 3 chart, just looking at this right now. So we still need a lot of patience. We still need more time to develop for these charts to actually play out. Next up is TOSHI. TOSHI is looking great right now. It looks like we're about to print a higher low on TOSHI. And look, really, we're just waiting for this consolidation period to really break out to the upside, because once TOSHI gets moving, it's going to get moving quite fast. And it's just making a series of higher lows, in my opinion. And once we do break out and make a new higher high, look, sky's the limit. TOSHI is most likely going to do very well, because it is the #1 base dated meme coin of base chain. And next up is, of course, World Mobile Token. I've covered you guys like obviously multiple times in the past few months, but as being official ambassador, I will be covering you guys this token and the project more often. I'm very bullish on the charts. Of course, when it comes to this specific chart, World Mobile Token on base, it's very new because they only bridged in September 2024, but they were actually originally a Cardano token, and they were actually the ones pursuing the African narrative on Cardano, but they really wanted to move to base because really like Cardano was a facade on that side in my opinion, and they wanted to move to a chain that was actually for builders and actually are going to get the adoption they expect, because I really do think a base chain is going to be the chain to onboard the next billion users like they say, and I really do think Coinbase is going to be doing just that. But when it comes to World Mobile Token, as you guys can see, we're in a strong accumulation range as it stands right now, similar to Alien Base. And really, once this gets moving, it's going to get moving fast. But really, I think time is ticking for World Mobile Token, because the reason being is, if you actually look at the RSI, so let's go to the RSI for World Mobile Token. So as you guys can see on the, I think it's the 3-day, yeah, the 3-day, the momentum is actually flipping higher. So that tells us seller exhaustion is kicking in and buyers are actually stepping in. So the sellers are running out, and I really do think once this 3-day RSI breaks out, so let's assume it consolidates like this and breaks out to the very end, that gives us a time where end of September, most likely World Mobile Token will have a massive inflection point, and that inflection point will most likely be to the upside, because we do assume September will be green. And if the momentum is already flipping to the upside for World Mobile Token, I do think once this accumulation range gets broken out, which is that 155 million, sky's the limit. Ideally, we retest it as support and then have continuation to the upside to crack that all-time high, which was about the 460 mil range back in December. But there's that for World Mobile Token. Super bullish in the charts. When it comes to World Mobile Token and I guess the urgency of accumulating, you guys do have time, but of course, inflection point is end of September, so that is something to note. Next up is Alien Base. Once again, we rejected from that diagonal downtrend, and it's been a really pain in the ass for Alien Base, really. Like, we rejected it from so many times, but this tells me once we do get a breakout, it's going to be very explosive, because, of course, same goes for Ethereum. Like, as you guys can see for Ethereum, once we did break out that major resistance level at the 4K level, we had a massive spike to the upside. So same goes for that. Like, I really do think once Alien Base breaks out of that downtrend, which as it stands right now is about the 22 mil area, if we do have a successful breakout to the upside, I do expect gold candles to occur. Of course, none of this is financial advice. This is just my opinion, and I'm just relaying what I see on the charts to you guys. Next up is the altcoin season chart index. I've been monitoring it and telling you guys and keeping you guys up to date. Look, altcoin season has not started yet, but it's looking really good, because as you guys can see, we broke out this bull flag, we've broken out, we made a higher high, and now a higher low. So really, ideally, what we see here now in the next few weeks is to print that higher high and then continuation to the upside and finally get above that 75 key region, because that will tell us base season is happening and it's going to be imminent. And I do expect by that point, Ethereum most likely will be above the 5K area, which will of course mean that base native token assets will be really going up in price. Next up is the Fed Watch tool. And look, when it comes to rate cuts, it's sitting at 87%. And really, that just tells us September is most likely going to have a rate cut. And that is obviously quite bullish for the markets. But I do expect, as long as this holds, we're probably going to front run that rate cut. And more than likely will mean Bitcoin all-time highs and Ethereum all-time highs are to come. And that's all to the video, guys. Once again, announcement with World Mobile Chain. Exciting time, because World Mobile Chain is the #1 DePIN project of Base Chain and the #1 telecommunications Web3 project. Absolutely massive. They have multiple millions of users in different countries worldwide. I guess on that point as well, give their eSIM a try. I actually personally use their eSIM in Australia and it has worked totally fine for me. And you guys can actually purchase eSIMs on their World Mobile page. So give it a go. They have travel eSIMs if you're looking to go on holidays abroad. And it has worked totally fine for me. So I definitely recommend it to you guys as well. But that's all to the video, guys. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment down below if you have any questions. That's all to the video. Have a good one. Have a good day. Peace.